What is going on, everybody? Your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty. Pittsburgh Steelers win preseason game number 1, 31-25 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. We saw a lot of good stuff out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The frontline players, we saw some good things. Overall, I thought it was a good first preseason game. Like I said, I saw the things that I wanted to see out of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the frontline guys. I think we saw some of it. There were some disappointments. We'll go over that. But for the most part, we got out of it. It appears now. Again, we'll learn in the next couple of things. But the most important thing, it appears right now that the Steelers got out of this damn thing healthy, which for me, that's the most important thing. Get out of this healthy. And it appears that they did that. So that's number one. And we saw some good continuity as far as the offense. Look, it looked like a totally different offense. Pittsburgh Steelers threw the ball all over the lot. You just take a look at it. They threw for 301 yards, just 29 for 38. They completed a lot of passes. Didn't run the ball very well, to be quite honest with you. 2.6 yards per carry. Not a lot out of Caleb Johnson. We'll discuss a little bit of that more. But for the most part, I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers looked good. I did. I thought that for preseason game number 1, what you wanted to see, I thought we saw it. Again, this was with so many of our frontline players that didn't even suit up. So many guys just didn't show up. I shouldn't say didn't show up, didn't play. I mean, and we still got things done. Now, the people that did play, that first team offensive line, minus Isaac Seumalo, they played well. I know what you'll say. Didn't do a lot in the run game. And you're right. They didn't. But they didn't run the ball very much with the frontline guys. What'd they run? Twice with the frontline guys? Nothing real scheme, just basic zone, nothing fancy, nothing. Just basic stuff out of the run game. Well, when you're facing an 8-man box, 7 and 8-man box in basic stuff, you can stop the run. And the Steelers weren't going to press anything. It was all vanilla. There's people that are saying that Caleb Johnson didn't look good. I'm like, he didn't have an opportunity to look good. Like, the Steelers didn't scheme anything rushing wise for him to go break off these long runs. They're not going to do that in preseason. They didn't do any special stuff or scheme wise for him. I go, they're not going to do that early. And they're not going to do it at all in preseason. So, yeah, he struggled. But did he struggle? I thought he had a couple of nice runs when he needed to. He caught the ball out of the backfield. He had a drop, but he caught the ball out of the backfield, which, again, was something that he struggled with and just didn't do a whole lot of at Iowa. I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine. I mean, there's things that you can nitpick on if you want to, but I thought he played fine. Offensive line, you didn't hear any names. They played well. You didn't hear Broderick. You didn't see pressure. The one sack that they gave up, it was Spencer Anderson. And Spencer Anderson, first of all, Mason Rudolph has to throw the ball. That was not on the offensive line. Spencer Anderson held that damn thing, or not Spencer Anderson, excuse me. Mason Rudolph held that damn thing forever. And he knows better. Throw the ball away. That's all he had to do. And he didn't do that. And even then, because he stood back there. And then when he tried to move, he moved too late. Like, he knew better than that. Just got to throw the ball away. So I thought the line looked good. Yeah, I thought the offensive line looked good. Mason Rudolph looked good. He played lights out football. Now, the one thing about it is they like I said, it was vanilla on both sides, but you still got to go make the plays. I will have a point of order, though. before the game, if anybody was paying attention, we live streamed the game. If you weren't in there, I did say the Steelers, the first play of the game, need to run a play action, a dig to our man Roman Wilson, and see if he can't catch it. Well, damn it, the first play of the game was a dig route to our main man Roman Wilson. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It was 19 yards. It wasn't 17 yards, but that was the first play of the game. He got open. He got separation. He looked good. Or at least that play looked good. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is that I just think that Roman Wilson just needs to, like Aaron Rodgers said, he needs to get out of his head. He's got to get out of his head. And if he can do that, if he can get out of his head and continue to just stack good days, I think he's going to be fine. I really think he's going to be fine. So, yes, there was no penalties. My man Wild Bill says there was no penalties. There were not on the front line guys. Not on the front line guys. Actually, I take that back. Troy Fautanu had a penalty. Illegal hands to the face. So he had a penalty, but there was no, false starts by the front line guys. We didn't have anything stupid. And for the most part, the offense played well. Darnell Washington, if this is how they're going to use Darnell Washington, Lord have mercy, we've got something. But the one thing that I don't want to do is go overboard on preseason game number 1. But I always say this, and I always have that caveat. It's better to look good than it is bad, even though it's only preseason. I'm a firm believer in that. Just because it's preseason doesn't mean you have to go out there and look terrible. No. And the Steelers didn't do that tonight. They look good. So I applaud them for doing that. Arthur Smith called a good game. Now, again, I know it's preseason, but if he's going to be like this, and again, it is a lot of vanilla, and the Steelers weren't going to just force running the football until late in the game when they needed to do that to try to run the clock out. But having said all of that, I thought the offense played a good football game. They scored 31 points. Capricorn Steel, you remember 31 points? You remember that, my man? My man Capricorn Steel, over 30. I remembered. I thought it was a good output by the offense altogether. Offense, play calling, all of it. I thought it was good. Having said all of that, go to the defensive side of the ball. There was a couple people that on guys, frontline guys, that were very concerning for me. Number one, Derek Harmon. He played a lot, ladies and gentlemen. He played into the late into the third quarter. Did you even hear his name called? Because I did not. So now the one thing that I would say is that now, again, a lot of vanilla stuff. Jacksonville didn't come out in anything but 11 and 10 personnel the entire football game. So we never saw the Steelers 3-4 defense. Like I don't recall one snap of 3-4 defense at all from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't recall it. I think Jacksonville came out in either 11 or 10 personnel, which is one back, one tight end, or one back, no tight ends the entire football game. So the Steelers have to match that, and as far as the personnel groups. But we'll see. But I didn't see a lot of Derek Harmon. Y.A. Black, he was out there a little bit. Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer disappointed me at the end of the game. You got to have that sack. You got to be able to make that sack. There's no excuses for him to not bring that guy down. When the guy flipped the ball to the running back, you got to finish the play, man. You got to finish the play. I don't care. I mean, somebody said, well, he got held. He had his hands on the quarterback. You have to finish that play. And then our main man, Beanie Bishop. I was real disappointed in Beanie Bishop. Real disappointed in Beanie Bishop, man. I look, he made a couple tackles, but he missed just as many. Not in coverage. I know he had the one pass that he knocked away, and people. I'm like, if that was a good ball, Beanie Bishop was beat on the play. The wide receiver had to stop and wait for the ball to get there. If that's a good ball, that's a completion and maybe a touchdown. So, yeah, that wasn't a good showing for my man Beanie Bishop tonight. Not good. Not good. I thought Brandon Echols played good. Brandon Echols came up. He tackled. He was very physical, not only in the run game, but in the pass game. Had a deflection. Our man Juan Thornhill, he was only out there for a minute, made a big hit on BJT or BTJ, whatever the hell his name is. Huge hit on him. Uh-oh. So my man Capricorn Steel came through, said I was thinking regular season only, but what the hell? Said a lot of optimism tonight. Man, we're going to keep you to only the regular season, Capricorn Steel. I was only teasing, brother. I was literally only teasing, but you are a huge supporter of this channel, man, and we salute you and we thank you as always. As always, brother. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. But yeah, it is there was a couple of things on defense that I didn't like, a couple that I did. A lot of vanilla, a lot of cover two, just drop coverage. That's basically what we saw. We saw some man, but it just vanilla defense. And for the most part, the Steelers hung in there, and we scored some points. We did some stuff. And I liked what I saw a lot out of it and what the Steelers did. Like I said, we didn't mention the offensive line because there was no reason to mention the offensive line because the offensive line was doing a good job. I guess I would go remiss without saying Skylar Thompson looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal. But I'll remind people, Skylar Thompson has started games in the National Football League, people. Like, he's been a backup, not a third-string quarterback. Skylar Thompson has been a backup quarterback for the last 3 years. He started a playoff game. So Skylar Thompson is not your normal third-string quarterback or fourth-string quarterback that's never played. If the Steelers don't keep Skylar Thompson, he will be on somebody else's roster. I can assure you of that. Yeah, if the Steelers decide that they're going to part ways with Skylar Thompson, he'll be on another roster. That's just the simple facts of the matter. So we're not dealing with a guy that's going to be selling insurance in 3 weeks, is what a lot of people like to say, or whatever the case may be, that's not going to be on the roster. Skylar Thompson is going to make somebody else's team. So the thing now is Will Howard even going to be healthy enough to play? And if he is he going to look better than this? Because that was pretty good by Skylar Thompson. I mean, what are we going to say? He was out there with the third and fourth string guys? Okay. And he looked pretty good out there doing it. That's all I'm saying. So this is not just your run-of-the-mill quarterback that was out there tonight. He looked good. He looked good. So you got to give the man his credit, because Skylar Thompson is in almost like a no-win situation. Nobody expects him to make the team if Will Howard doesn't get hurt. Nobody did. Didn't have a great camp. He didn't. Did have a good preseason game. He's got experience. It's not like he's inexperienced. So, and I know what a lot of people are saying, but if the season started today and you had to have a quarterback go out there because Rodgers and Mason Rudolph got hurt, would you rather have an experienced quarterback or a guy that's never taken an NFL snap? So, Howard's got a lot of work to do, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can get healthy. That's the whole thing, because I thought he was going to play a whole lot tonight. I'm sure he thought he was going to play a whole lot tonight, and that just sucks for him. So it just sucks. Let me get to some of your all's comments real quick, and we'll touch base and talk about it. Wild Bill said he knew that our man Skyler was going to ball out. I appreciate that. So I appreciate it. And he says we picked up first downs running the ball. That's always a good thing. We did. That was one of the things that Caleb Johnson did too. And it was with the number 2 O-line. We ran the football. It was 3rd and 3. The Steelers ran the ball, and he's got 4 yards, got a first down. So, it's stuff like that. It's just little nuances and things of that nature. I like that. Like I said, Caleb Johnson didn't look terrible. He didn't. And I know there's people out there that for some reason they think that he didn't look good. I'm like, he looked fine. He looked fine. The one thing that he does need to do is he's got to understand that when you're running an inside zone, don't be Najee Harris and try to bounce outside. And he did that one time, and I'm like, nope, it didn't work. He actually did it twice. First time, he lost 3 yards. The second time, he got face masked, but he was going to lose about 5 yards. But then another time he did, and he didn't do that. He said, nope, I'm not going to run outside. I'm going to cut back and just get what I get. He ended up getting 3 yards. I'm like, yes, just put your head down and just run straight. You're not fast enough to outrun these guys to the corner, man. You're not going to do that. Just run downhill, get what you get, and live to fight another day. That's what you need from your running back sometimes. That's what you need. So Henry Johnson said Nichols looked better than Caleb. Nichols played not one snap with the first or second team offensive line. So, no. If you put Caleb Johnson in the game against 3s and 4s, how good would he look? We got to stop that. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, I love that we use the middle of the field, says Robert. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We used the middle of the field successfully and early. It wasn't that, okay, it was late in the game that we were, no. We used the middle of the field early. And again, Mason Rudolph on that touchdown pass threw the ball high to Big Darnell Washington, singled up. Well, yeah, throw the ball high to him. Damn it. We make the catch. That's what we need to do. It's exactly what we need to do. Rob P with the big super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. He said, what's up, Big B? Missed every show the past couple months, but I'm back in time for the season. We appreciate you, Rob. Thank you for coming back in, and thanks for supporting the channel, brother. We appreciate you. We miss you, and we are glad you are back. So, Max Hurlman looks like he has some tools. There's a lot of guys that look like they had some tools. What's going on, Dre? So, looks like that I don't know. I thought that the overall team just looked pretty good. It's preseason game 1, so I'm not going to just look overly excited. But the one thing you will constantly tell people is that the Steelers could have looked like garbage, and they didn't. So they could have looked like garbage. Blue Cheer, appreciate the big super chat. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So I like the offensive scheme, says Jeff. It looked different, didn't it, Jeff? It almost looked like that the offense is tailored around what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. And then that's what Mason Rudolph kind of did, and Skylar Thompson. I don't know. To me, I still think the Steelers want to run the ball more than they want to throw it. But to me, what it looked like is that Arthur Smith wasn't going to give away any of the type of run blocking schemes or any of that stuff. And to be able to move the football, he knew Jacksonville is going to play, single high or cover two. They're going to put a ton of people in the box, and they're not going to let us run the ball. We need to be able to have some success and move the football. And what he said was, we're not going to let you do that since it's basically vanilla. Okay, great. We're going to throw the football. And I feel like that's what he just did, because the Steelers threw the ball all over the place. So they threw it all over the place, and I was glad to see it, to be quite frank with you. I'll be glad to see it. So Mason did look comfortable. He looked comfortable. My man Capricorn Steel said the roster is deeper than we think. Going to be some tough decisions. Yes, it is. It's going to be some tough decisions. Going to be some tough decisions. So I wouldn't say there's going to be any tough decisions on certain positions, but on most, there's going to be some tough decisions, man. There is. So Steel Bit celebrates 3 months as being a member. We appreciate you, and thanks for supporting the channel. He said, what player, offense, and defense look good? Sorry, just off of work. Don't be sorry, Steel Bit. Don't be sorry at all. I would say quarterbacks look good. Both of them, Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. And I would say the offensive line looked good. So, I mean, the one sack that Skylar Thompson had, it was a 4-string line, okay? And then the one sack that Mason Rudolph had, it was his fault. He held the ball 5 seconds. You got to throw the damn ball. So other than that, I thought the Steelers, the offense looked good. As far as people that didn't look good, I'm hard on Beanie Bishop. It's not that he didn't look good. I just thought he would look better. That's all. I thought he would look better, and I thought Derek Harmon would look better. That's all. I just thought they would look better. But it's okay. You know, Derek Harmon's first NFL football game. Probably a little nervous. That's just me, though. Probably a little nervous. I would be. So, and yes, there was a Roman Wilson sighting. There absolutely was a Roman Wilson sighting. You know, first play of the game. Again, for people that weren't in the live chat when we were streaming it, I literally said before the play, I said, this is what we need to do. Play action, 17-yard dig route to Roman Wilson. Let's see what he's got. And I damn near had it all the way correct. It wasn't 17 yards. It was 19 yards. So, and I was like, maybe the Steelers called. Maybe the Steelers were listening. I don't know, but that's what they did. But he got open. He got separation. He caught the football. Okay. That's all we're asking for out of him, isn't it? That's all we're asking out of Roman Wilson is to go make a play, go catch the football. And he went and made a play, and he caught the football. So good for him. Good for him. So we can't, again, I always say this, and I know you guys get tired of it. It's just, there's no apologies for going and looking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to apologize because this was the first football game, the first preseason game. We don't have to apologize because we all think that the Steelers look pretty good. Now, they didn't do everything good, and we pointed that out. But I don't think we should have to apologize for it to be the first preseason game. Because, again, what if they look terrible? They could have looked terrible. The Steelers didn't look great in preseason last year. Y'all remember early, and even the frontline guys, they didn't look good in the preseason last year. So, but on the flip side of that, you'd have thought the Steelers, the 2023 Pittsburgh Steelers, were the 1970s Steelers reincarnated. How good they looked in preseason. And then we got a rude awakening game one that, no, you're actually not very good. So it's all relative. I like some of the people, some of the things they did. Rock Taylor made some plays. I was disturbed that Rock Taylor didn't play until as late as he did. You know, I thought he'd get more burn, earlier. than what he did, which it's troublesome that he's going to be that far down the depth chart because you remember DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin III didn't play. So I said 25% chance for Rock Taylor to make the roster. It's less than that now. It's less than that. And again, it is what it is. But yeah, I thought he would play earlier than that, and he didn't. And, I don't know. I know he made plays when he was in there. I know he ran a crossing route and left his defender in the dust. I know he made some plays when he got in there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I liked what I saw out of the Steelers. So that's my only thing. I like what I saw. And we don't have to apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for looking good. Like, we don't need to apologize for that. I know there's going to be a lot of people that just say, hey, it's just one preseason game. And that's true. But we look good. We look good. So that's it. That's it. Guys made plays when they were asked to make plays. That's all you can do. I still am crazy that guy made a freaking 70-yard field goal. Are you shitting me? A 70-yard field goal? And not only a 70-yard field goal. A lot of times when teams do that, number one, it's in a dome or the field is spectacular. Did y'all see Jacksonville's field? That field looked like a damn swamp. It was horrendous. And he made a 70-yard damn field goal. I was like, gee, man, Christmas. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. My man Somber says, I want to see Nichols and Rocks against better talent. Yeah, they just didn't get the opportunities. I don't think Nichols is going to get the opportunities. I would be willing to tell you he's not going to get those opportunities. Not that I'm rooting against him. I just think there's way too many people in line ahead of him. And it appears the same thing with Rock Taylor. That there's just too many people ahead of him. But we'll see. I think this week is going to be a lot. For instance, because they're going to have I want to say it's against it's against Tampa. So they're going to have practice. So I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be huge for Rock Taylor. Going against another team, other players, and see what he can do. Just see what he can do. So, no, Cheyenne, don't want to be excited, but glad to look cohesive at times. Exactly. And I think that's kind of the mix of Steeler fans on why we understand. Look, there's fanatics in every fan base. I'm a fanatic as well. I'm part of the fanatics in the Steeler fan base. The problem that a lot of people have is they can't separate the good from the bad or the calm from reality. And the reality is it's preseason game number 1, but you're still happy that your team looked good. And you don't go off the deep end. I think a lot of people go off the deep end thinking that, oh, okay, well, we look like this. And then if the Steelers would have sucked, oh, man, the season's terrible. Just keep it all in perspective for now. There's plenty of time. It's still just preseason. But, again, don't need to apologize for looking good. Just don't need to do that. And shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. So, DB Boys says, pocket looked good. Like seeing Roman getting passes up the middle. Darnell all day in the red zone. Yes. Absolutely yes. So, absolutely. So, and we drove down the field. Yeah. I liked what we had. I liked what we saw out of the Steelers, man. I did. There's a lot of things that we can say. We can nitpick them. We can pick them apart. But for the most part, they look good. And here's the thing. At the end of the game, we got to stop to win the game. Now, again, I know none of those guys are going to make the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they're on our roster right now. And they made a stop at the end of the game, a legitimate stop. You throw a ball inbounds, we tackle you inbounds, you have no timeouts. That's somebody stepping up and making a play. That's somebody that's been coached to do it right. Instead of just driving the guy out of bounds or just pushing him out of bounds. No. The guy said, oh, you're going to catch it? Great. I'm going to tackle you inbounds. That's somebody that has a high football IQ that's been coached properly. I love it. I love it. Again, good things. Good things. So, good things out there. Not everything wasn't great. Everything's not great. So, but I like it. Daryl Porter made that play. He just signed this week, didn't he? Like on Monday. I want to say he just signed. So, but his dad played in the NFL, so he's got the pedigree. He's got the pedigree. So, question here by Michelle says, after seeing the game, do you think we are still going to need a wide receiver? Yes. That didn't change my mind on that. And it shouldn't change anybody else's mind either. I mean, it's kind of like I was just talking about. Don't be so excited on a first preseason game to blind you from the things that the Pittsburgh Steelers still don't have. That's what I would caution you. Don't let your excitement over looking good blind you to what we still need. Because I'll remind you, 2023 should be the perfect example. And back then, in 2023, the Steelers had 2 good wide receivers. They did. So just keep that in mind. Yes, nothing that they did tonight changed my mind on whether the Pittsburgh Steelers still need to upgrade their roster. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't mean they didn't look good. Doesn't mean that I wasn't glad to see them, excited to see them play well. But that doesn't change the fact that the Steelers still have to keep going. So, while Bill says that Caleb, let me see here. Man, Caleb bounced outside for a first down that Najee would never got. That's true, but he also bounced outside twice and got stopped for negative yards. It's not about bouncing outside. He's not going to be able to do that consistently, in this league. Just take what you can get. That's what Najee didn't do. He's always trying to bounce outside. Just take what you get sometimes, man. So, yes, I did notice Cole Holcomb out there. Absolutely. Congratulations to that man. So, Blue Cheer says it's hard to know the receivers. They're all so young. I mean, especially when there's a million of them and there's a bunch of guys that aren't frontline guys out there. It's tough to know who those guys are. It's tough. So, yeah, it was great to see Cole out there. It was great to see Cole Holcomb out there. Absolutely it was. What he had to go through to get back, yeah. Is he going to be the starter? No. Is he going to play a whole lot? I don't know. But him being on the roster, I know that. I like that. So, I like that. Let's see. DB Boy says, I don't care what people are getting paid. I just hope they make the roster based off performance and not yield to a few folks just because they're vets. Some young dudes deserve spots. Who would you be talking about, DB? What? And I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking. What guys do you think shouldn't be on the roster that you think are going to make the roster based on how much money they make? I don't know that there's a whole lot of guys on the Steelers. I don't know there's a whole lot of guys out there that are in that situation. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think the Steelers are paying a whole bunch of guys that aren't frontline good players a ton of money. It might exist. So it might exist, but I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So let's see. Yeah, 70 yards, Blue Cheer. That was nuts. Yeah, I don't know anybody that the Steelers are paying a ton of money to that's not good. So Emery says James Pierre needs to be packing his bags, but he'll make the roster because of his special teams. Emery, I said it before. I think you might be right. The only thing that I can hope is that Dante Kent, because I don't think Corey Trice is going to make it back. He just can't stay healthy. So I just don't have faith in that. But Corey Trice, or not Corey Trice, but if Dante Kent can come back, and if he, because I think he's better than Pierre right now, and if he can come back and be just decent as a gunner, then he needs to make the team over Pierre. He needs to make the team over him. But if he's terrible as a gunner, that's where the problem comes in, because you can't. I mean, he does have value. Pierre has value. He just doesn't bring any in on the defensive side of the ball, and we've seen it. We've known it. So we've seen it. So DB, you're talking about, you said like JJ over Connor or Rock over Woods. I just feel like they're just going to cater to them because they've been around and are making more. Well, I mean, I guess Connor Hayward's making more. Okay. I wouldn't classify that as making more. It's not like the guy's making $5 million or anything close to that. But the reason Connor Hayward is going to make the team is because it's his brother. So that part, it is what it is. Nepotism has been around this world since the beginning of time. So what are you going to do about it? And then as far as Rock over Woods, until if Rock Taylor can't prove that he can block, he's not making the team over Robert Woods. So, and I'm not saying Rock Taylor can't block. I'm saying he's going to have to prove that he can, because Robert Woods is there to move the chains, get about 15 catches a year, and block. That's what he's there to do, because he can and will do that. If Rock Taylor can't block, he's not making the team over him. And it doesn't matter how much money Robert Woods is making, he's not going to make the team over him. So that's what he would need to do. Now, he's also got to be put in positions where he can show he can do that. But that's what he needs to do. I love that question, though, that comment, because you're right. You're right. So, bad call on Loudermilk, says Charles Jones. I mean, does anybody know what roughing the passer is anymore? I mean, I'm just being serious. Does anybody know what it is? So, because I literally, I don't know. I've been watching, and I can remember football and watching and really understanding football, because my dad was a high school coach 45 years ago. I was 4 years old, and I could watch it, understand the rules, understand what I could see, not everything, obviously, but enough. I have no idea what roughing the passer is. I just don't know. I don't know. And that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So, Black Hillbilly said, how did Harmon look? He didn't look good. He didn't look bad. There was nothing splash about him. He just didn't do anything. So, he didn't do anything. So that's that. And yeah, Pierre's a solid special team guy. He's beyond. I think he's beyond solid, Capricorn. I think he's better than solid. I think he's outstanding as a special teams guy. But let me ask you guys this, is that would you rather have an outstanding special teams guy that brings you nothing on defense, or just having an okay special teams guy where you have above average or average, let's just say average play on defense? To me, I'd rather have the the okay special team and the okay defender. That's what I would rather have. Because considering if Pierre's in the game, 4 corners have been hurt. Oh, and so that's it. We got to remember that. So if he's in the game, 4 of our cornerbacks have been hurt. So that's it. James is going to make the team. Man, leave him alone. He's going to make the team. He's earning it. James is, what's he earning? Well, I don't know what happened. Technology sucks, but I'm back. I'm back. I have no clue what happened, so I apologize, but I'm back, man. I'm back. But anyway, as far as James Pierre, yeah, I don't see how James Pierre is earning being on the team other than special teams. He's not earning it. Um, yeah, he's not earning it on the defensive side of the ball. That's just not happening. So, but he is great on special teams. And, you know, I if that's what they value more, then that's what they value more. I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. I just don't for me personally, I just think I would take the okay special teams guy and the average defender over a guy that is terrible defensively, that's great in special teams. I'm not even going to say James Pierre is good on special teams. I'm going to give you great because I think he is. But that's just me. That's just me. And I don't get paid to build a football team. So, and I could be dead wrong. I could be dead wrong. But that's just what I would do. So, I'm on that Don Julio. Man, it's been 110 degrees here in Dallas, and I did not turn on my air conditioning upstairs in my house. And I walked in here, and with these lights and stuff on, I walked in here before the show started, 78 degrees. I was like, oh my God. And 78 degrees for me, downstairs, I keep my house at 67. And it's 78 upstairs. If you can tell, I'm sweating my face. I'm burning up. So, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm just excited about what we saw with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm excited what we saw. I'm not crazy. Hey, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Hey, we're gonna win. And I'm not that. I'm not getting overly excited about what I saw from individuals out there because other than Mason Rudolph played really good. Skylar Thompson played really good. Some other guys made some plays here or there, but it's not like somebody just went out and had this spectacular game. The O-line played really good, or they played good, I should say. But it's better than them playing bad. That's what I'd say. It's better than them playing bad. So you don't have to be excited. You don't have to go berserk on what we saw. But the only thing is that they could have looked terrible. And they didn't. You could have looked terrible. And that's what I'm more happy about, is that it didn't look terrible. It didn't look terrible. So it's preseason game number 1. We got a long way to go. We mentioned it earlier. There's nothing about what happened tonight that doesn't mean that the Pittsburgh Steelers shouldn't upgrade their roster. I still believe they can and should, but it's a start. It's a start. Because you remember last year, the offensive line, Broderick looked terrible. The offensive line, he was giving up sacks in the preseason. We're like, Lord have mercy. What are we doing, man? This stinks. Didn't look like that tonight. So it's a start. It is a start. My man Charles Jones here says, I love it when we win any game. I love it. Steelers. Absolutely, Charles. I love it. I love it too. Winning is so much better than losing. So, and no matter what it is. No matter what it is. And Jessica's got a good point here. She says our backup D held their own against the Jaguar starters. Look for a lot of growth in game 2. I mean, couldn't have said it any better, Jessica. They held their own. And our offense scored on their number 1 defense with our backup quarterback, without our number 1 wide receiver. Just things to keep in mind. Not going crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying. Still a long way to go, though. Long way to go, but I'm super excited. So, nothing tomorrow as far as Steelers Almighty. No live shows or anything. Steelers will be back at practice on Monday. They're Monday and Tuesday. So we'll be live Monday and Tuesday after practice, 5 Eastern, 4 Central, like we are during training camp. And then they got practice on Wednesday. I want to say Wednesday. I know the practice Wednesday is closed. And then I think Thursday, I can't remember if it's Wednesday or Thursday. They've got it's closed too, but the joint practice with Tampa. So won't be doing anything. We'll have our podcast. We're going to start falling into a little bit more of what our season schedule will be next week. So we'll have our podcast on Wednesday. So report card tomorrow. Oh, we're going to do report card tomorrow. Apparently my producer's saying we're going to do report card tomorrow. Okay, well, never mind then. I apologize. Report card is going to come out tomorrow after the game. So, I guess you got to be reminded sometimes when it's 85 degrees in your house. So, but yeah, nothing tomorrow. Or a report card will get done tomorrow. And we'll talk about all of it. So, but I appreciate everybody being in here, man. Thank you guys. It's a good day. Good start. Got to see the things that we wanted to see. We got to see them. Now we just got to continue to build. Excuse me. Just got to continue to build. Continue to build on what we saw. Which will be all right. Somebody said can't be mad at Broderick tonight. Nope. No Broderick. No mad at Broderick. So got to do an after church sermon. Yeah, we'll get it figured out, man. We'll get it all put together. So, but yeah, it's a good start. Sorry for the glitch a little bit ago. I have no idea what happened. My computer just literally shut off, and that was fun. But it is what it is. Technology. So appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for showing up. As always, just in case anybody is not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We do this after every Pittsburgh Steelers game, preseason, regular season, postseason, and hopefully after the Super Bowl. So we do it after every game. We are in here live. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you guys have not already subscribed, memberships are also available. You see, we always bring up the members in our lives. We bring up all their comments, questions, and rants, all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys, man. And we will talk to you soon.